Brilliance Audio presents the unabridged recording of The Invisible Bridge, The Fall of Nixon and the Rise of Reagan by Rick Perlstein. Performed by David Vries. Preface. This is a book about how Ronald Reagan came within a hair's breadth of becoming the 1976 Republican nominee for president. But it is also about much more. In the years between 1973 and 1976, America suffered more wounds to its ideal of itself than at just about any other time in its history. First, in January 1973, when Richard Nixon declared America's role in the Vietnam War over after some 8 years, if you count it from the first major airstrikes and Marine landings in 1965, or 9 years, if you count it from the congressional authorization that followed the Gulf of Tonkin incident in 1964, or 12 years, if you count the first major infusion of 15,000 U.S. military advisors in 1961, of fighting. Some 58,000 Americans dead, $699 billion expended in American treasure. Nixon called this peace with honor, but that just obscured the fact that America had lost its first war. Then, almost immediately, televised hearings on the complex of presidential abuses known as Watergate revealed the men entrusted with the White House as little better or possibly worse than common criminals, in what a senator called a national funeral that just goes on day after day. Then in October came the Arab oil embargo, and suddenly Americans learned overnight that the commodity that underpinned their lifestyle was vulnerable to shocks, and the world's mightiest economy could be held hostage by some mysterious cabal of third-world sheiks. This list omits a dozen smaller traumas in between. One of my favorites, lost to everyday historical memory, was the near doubling of meat prices in the spring of 1973, when the president's consumer advisor went on TV and informed viewers that liver, kidney, brains, and heart can be made into gourmet meals with seasoning, imagination, and more cooking time. In the next few years, the traumas continued, compounding. The end of a presidency, accompanied by fears Richard Nixon might seek to hold on to his office by force of arms. Inflation, such as America had...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?